What is up, Minties? This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, and today we're going to take a first look at Champions Volume 1, War of the Realms Giant Man, and Old Man Quill Volume 1. So, please stay tuned. Before I get started, I'd like to thank David Gabriel and Marvel Comics for sending me advance copies of these trades. This is Volume 1. This is the new series by Jim Zub, artwork by Stephen Cummings and Juanan Ramirez. And the book retails at $17.99. It collects the first 6 issues of the new Champion series. So in the front here, you'll see all the ones that were available before, like the one by Mark Waid and Humberto Ramos. Apparently there were 5 of them, so I got some catching up to do. I've read the first issue of this, and it's pretty interesting, some of the decisions that were made by some of the team. This is the new team that is being led by Kamala Khan, who is known to most people as Miss Marvel. And a lot of things have happened since the first volume. Like, they've got a whole bunch of new team members that I'm not familiar with, but you are quickly introduced to them up here. It's good to see some of the young Avengers on this team, as well as some characters that have been around but just haven't found a place in the Marvel Universe. So this was a pretty fun book. I don't know if you guys are going to try it out or not, but I really enjoyed it. Speaking of fun, here is War of the Realms Giant Man. This one retails for $15.99. It collects the 3-issue miniseries and material from the War Scrolls of War of the Realms. War of the Realms is that crossover event on Thor by Jason Aaron. This is really cool because this is written by Leah Williams. I can't remember who the artist is. Marco Castella. And I like the idea of using all 4 of the Ant-Man and Giant Man characters. I love this concept. I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but Leah Williams does an awesome job, and it is a really funny book because they're faking as frost giants. They paint it themselves, and it's just a quirky book. I really enjoyed it. It kind of reminded me a lot of Nick Spencer's Astonishing Ant-Man with that kind of humor. For the most part, yes, they're just faking as frost giants, and it's just kind of hijinks. While it doesn't take itself too seriously, there is kind of a serious undertone to it, but it's mostly just fun. And the artwork is pretty good. I read this on a monthly basis along with War of the Realms, so I really enjoyed this one. And let's look back here. Here's some variants. And then a short story. This is the story from Astonishing Ant-Man, if I'm not mistaken, with Cassie. And yeah, and then on the back here, you don't get all of it, but you get some stories from the War Scrolls of War of the Realms. And last is Old Man Quill. This book retails for $17.99. It is the first 6 issues of the Old Man Quill series, Nobody's Fault But Mine. I really like that title. It is written by Ethan Sachs, artwork by Robert Gill and Ibrahim Robertson. And it does take place in the same universe that Old Man Logan and Old Man Hawkeye take place. But it happens years later. In case you haven't read it, I don't want to spoil anything, because there's a lot of tragic things that happen, as you probably are familiar with these Old Man stories. I don't want to really give anything away in case you're wondering what it is about, but I just want to showcase some of the artwork without spoiling much of anything. Of course, some of the cast members of the Guardians of the Galaxy are still around. Peter Quill is now an old man, and I will say he is no longer with the Guardians of the Galaxy, but something happens that some of the remaining members come and get him. Just flipping through some of the artwork, you get little cameos by some characters from the Marvel Universe, so it's really cool. Let's look at the back here. And here we have some of the variants. I love these stupid Scotty Young covers. I have a feeling my daughters and I are going to start collecting them again. I love this right here. This is by Andre Sorrentino. He is the one that did Old Man Logan, among other projects. And there's a variant for 2 and some uncolored pages and artwork. And the series is 12 issues long, so we should have another volume. Now, that was the content of each one of these books. Let me know in the comments down below what you're planning to pick up this Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on when you get your books. Which one of these, if any, interest you? I'd love to know in the comments down below, or what other books you're picking up. Again, this was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't yet, and the notifications button to let you know when we are going live. And remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint.